did it.
3, 2, 1. Hello, summoners. Welcome to another pulse pounding, lightning inducing,
There it is.
tower ascending
Right up to the tippy top.
episode of A Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoners War. I am the Honkai loving Aztec Olmec. Honkai Impact, not Honkai the aliens. It wouldn't be a proper episode if I didn't have the Truff head, Truff the hot sauce head, Lightstar 777 with me. 3 sevens.
Oh yeah,
Not
3
one.
of them.
Not
Let me
two.
look at something, because, of course it wouldn't be us without, something going cataclysmically wrong, right?
Right.
And, you just gotta love that kind of consistency with everything
Yes.
not working.
Yes, you do.
Testing. Nope. Okay. Well. Talking, trying, testing, being brain. Mm-hmm.
So, while Lightstar is testing, I'm going to run down my holiday and progress. And definitely want to apologize. Sorry we made it 3 weeks instead of 2. Definitely happy to be back on the air, with all of our disorderlies and disorderlies and such like that. My holiday was cool and quiet, and New Year's was kind of fun, but yeah, it was good. It was excellent. Just here and recharged and ready to get back into more gaming news with you folks. How we doing, Lightstar? Pretty good?
Well, we've got at least your audio working, and now I'm trying to figure out why mine's not, so.
Oh.
Here we are,
Well, that's good. As long as you can hear my sultry voice, then that's a good thing.
How to fix this?
So, for once, we both had good luck, just not in Summoners War. In Genshin Impact, we were able to pull some 5-star weapons and 5-star units, so we definitely had good Genshin luck. I tried MiHoYo's other game, Honkai Impact, which is like a mashup of
Doing everything.
Devil May Cry. It's a mashup of Dragon Ball Z, Tenkaichi. That was really the one game that really stood out to me. Dragon Ball had a series of games, I think, going way back to like 2007, Tenkaichi. We were able to basically, level up any of the Dragon Ball characters you want and fight in like some really nice 3D spaces and actually have some of the 3D elements interact with you. So I like that a lot. Honkai is kind of like that. It also does have an open world game mode similar to Genshin Impact, and you see some of the similarities between like the characters and their ultimates and stuff like that. So
they're both working now. Did you want to
oh, excellent.
to start over talking, or what's your thought?
Oh no, I think we were. Start over from the beginning, or
Whatever you decide.
oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Since I was kind of just rambling, let's go over the topics that we are going to actually go over today. Let's see. We got tandem Genshin luck for once. Both of us got some good pulls.
We did.
Definitely want to, go over some Honkai. Honkai is definitely different from Genshin. It is super different. It's not for everybody.
Definitely not.
We are definitely going to go over this new, one, the rune event, and two, some of the patch notes about, having, engravable rune sets and such like that. And if we have time, we'll talk a little bit about the new Disney series, spin-off of The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about, because I said so. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with some of these patch notes? Let's see. Let's go over.
Yeah, sure. So what I thought was really good was the rune improvement. And I get what they're saying here. So you're going to be able to... So they're going to have a better rune statistics menu where you can actually see the percentage of people using what sets, and then you can see the percentage of what main stat they're using. So it'll kind of give people a much more nuanced kind of approach to, how people are ruining their monsters and all. And then you have what I think is a very cool feature, which is the rune auto engraving.
Yes.
Which will basically take, and it will help out a lot of like entry players, but also, if there's just a monster and you don't know what to do with it.
Right.
It will essentially take the most suitable runes amongst what you own, and it's going to engrave those monsters with those runes that, it thinks are most appropriate for it. So I would be very interested to kind of like test this. Like, I see they were using Verdheil. I would very much like to see, like, if it got to 100% crit rate with Verdheil, like if you had the runes for it, or if it's like, no, dog, you don't need 100%,
You
but I think
just
it's
like Morty a little bit. Nah, dog, you don't need...
What, dog, you don't need that. But like, I know. I mean, I'm very, very intrigued.
This is a great
and all
quality
that.
of life improvement.
I also like that you can save all of your runes.
Yes.
So when you go mucking about, you can go back and load all of your runes and so on and so forth. So, it's interesting. I definitely think that, it's going to be an interesting feature, and I will be very interested.
Where are you going to be interested?
See how it goes.
Excellent. No, I think it's a great quality of life improvement, because regardless of how long you've been playing...
being you and I are like, like we have certain like rune things we do with our monsters. I guess it's just, there is a part of me that thinks, oh, well, am I going to use it? And then I think of all those storage defense monsters who could probably use at least, decent runes on them for in case I ever want to pull them up from the miners.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, man. I think it's going to be a wonderful quality of life improvement. I think, just like usage for monsters, I think it's basically usage for runes. And of course the auto engraving, so I guess you can auto engrave sets and such like that. All good things. It's just, I guess...
We were just talking about you. All good things. All good things.
I just think, Comtours kind of hears a lot of the feedback that we actually... I mean, just in general, not necessarily just for this. And does improve the game, by way of quality of life, new game modes, events are usually very good, so just, good job. Keep fighting the good fight, come to us. So, you got to give credit where credit's due. This is great. This is a great idea.
I mean, not to mention, they're also sticking with one improvement that could have been just something they did as a one-off.
Right.
And they've kept going, which is you can craft 2 runes of a different brand in a different slot. So
Hmm.
all you people out there who need like a speed will, or a crit damage will, or something like that, this is your opportunity to fill in that slot of
Oh yeah, you're talking
your
about the
rune
event.
that
Oh
you
yeah, the event's awesome. This is like
yeah.
one of the um, best events rune wise that Contours drops on Summoners War. Like the ability to make custom runes.
And it used to only be 1 rune, which what I
Yes,
love is that I think it was somewhere around one of the anniversaries when they did the double runes,
yes, yep,
and then they've just kept it going. So I love that. I love that they're evaluating and they realize the draw of having 2 runes that you can craft instead of one.
yep. I agree. Yeah, because think about it, 2 runes could be a set, or 2 runes,
Hmm.
you know. I mean, and
Not so much, since you have to do
oh yeah,
two
that's right.
separate.
You do have to do separate ones, but still, if you have one good rune, it could just flesh out that set. So yeah,
Mhm.
best rune event, custom runes, just because drop rates for good runes. We all know, we all know. So now this is the 1 month that we can't complain about the drop rates, but yeah, man. Great event going on. A couple other
Do you know?
events. Mhm.
Do you know what you're going to be crafting?
Oh yeah, definitely a slot 2 will speed rune and a um, probably a because I'm kind of running low on violent attack runes, so I might do one of each. But definitely a slot 2 will rune for one of the art masters. I don't know if it's going to be for you know Geogun or Chungpum, but it's got to be for one of those because I'm missing a will rune for one of those guys. But
And
yeah,
what attribute? Speed or?
oh, for the will rune speed, for the violent root attack.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, bud?
Yeah. Probably a crit damage will slot 4
Mm-hmm.
and a speed violent slot 2.
Mm, excellent. Some of the hardest
That's
runes to get in the game normally, so that's why we have to custom make them. Absolutely.
true.
Very cool. Very freaking cool. Anyway, um, do you want
Yeah,
to?
I'm angry at the inter-server battle event because, again, if I forget to cheer every single day, I'm not going to get all the goodies because, heaven forbid I should focus my time and devotion on playing the game,
Instead of
not going
cheering,
to a sub menu and clicking on cheer.
come on,
Yay! Yay, global
yay!
server!
I'm gonna do mine
Yay!
now just cause, just cause you reminded me.
But
Cause, mhm.
and the dice event, that's it's just getting you to play some content and
Yeah,
everything
nothing,
to basically have gambling. So nothing out of the ordinary.
nothing out of the ordinary at all. But yeah, these are pretty run-of-the-mill events. But of course, the Rune event I think it's only like twice a year, right? I mean, I think it's like every 6 months they have the Rune event. Rune events are special, so
That's right.
younger players, newer
Ooh,
players.
you damn kids, get off my
Get off my
sky!
lawn! Get off my Sky Island! Oh, I did want to ask, did you get any of the transmogs from the transmog packs? Because I know around the holidays you usually splash out and
I,
get some new
I got
skins.
I got too many, enough that my wife thought something was wrong because she saw so many transactions back to back.
I'm
She was
friends with a
concerned.
whale. It's nice to be friends with a whale.
Yeah, but I don't wail out on the things that I should. So you see, I'm kind of like a fail. I'm like a fa whale. I'm a failure whale.
I'm definitely a dolphin.
I'm a fa
But
whale.
which ones did you eventually decide on? Because I know you have a good amount of transmogs.
Let's see. So, if I can find which ones I did. Because, obviously, it was so many... So, the Fantasy Wings for the unicorns.
Excellent.
Yeah, the Beach Princess Sekhmet, well, like the, what do you call them? The, what are they called when they're not
The Desert Queens?
awoken? Desert Queens, that's right.
Yay.
Thank you. That was
No
going to
problem.
make my brain explode.
Nope.
I got the Spring Cherry transmog so that I could get refunded for the ones I bought before.
Nice.
I got the beach. I got the bunny cannon girls, so I could transmog
Good.
some of my cannon girls. Trying to think what else. Oh, the radiant successor of the Fairy Kings, because they're dope AF.
Yes.
Oh, I got the Beach Girl Chloe, which, Epicon Priest, because, why not, right?
Why not?
The Wild West
The Wild
Outlaw
West
Garrosh.
werewolves. Oh man, funny.
They're just too cool. I couldn't resist. I tried really hard. And then I got the Days Lily for your Hell Ladies, because I have them, and and then I got a transmog for the Beach Girl Vivacious Girls for the, what do you call them? The not Chun-Li's, the
Blade dancers. Yeah, I hear you.
Blade dancer. So that was that one. Just going through the list. That's
jeez, man. That's so funny that that you got notified, like, too many transactions. That's funny.
Yeah, but not by the bank. Only my wife, which was worse.
Which is the worst.
Oh, and the Cardmaster Lucian, because
because Lucian's
obviously I had to have that.
Everyday unit, so you gotta make them very cool. I did not do too many transmogs because I did some, Genshin summons and some Honkai summons, so I didn't do too much with good old Summoner's War. But that may change. That may change in the future. But GZ to you on all your transmogs. They all look pretty awesome. Per your requests and my requests also, I did some good progress on my towers. They're almost to, the speed tower is almost to level 20, so that's good. That
nice.
Now the advice you gave me about setting your defense low definitely works. Super work. I had much more progress instead of setting a high defense, but setting it low and getting rated, and then of course
Shadow Legends.
no.
Shadow Legends.
But getting rated and then counterattacking really built up my glory points really quickly. So if you are looking to farm glory points, definitely set your defense low so that you may get rated and same deal.
True.
Bring up those points.
True. So since you brought it up, Genshin, so we were both going to just hoard all of our summons until Ganyu came back, and then they had Zhao.
Yeah.
Who Zhao is like the character that whenever somebody's like showcasing like, oh, this is how you take down like the strongest enemies in the entire of Genshin Impact and make them look like chumps in like 3 seconds, Zhao is always the one jumping up and spearing down nonstop. And yeah, he was there and I was close to Mercy, And I'm like, well, I have like 2 months to build back up some more summons,
Right.
which, I won't end up getting enough to get Ganyu probably, so I'll probably regret this decision almost instantly, but here we are. But I convinced you to summon, and within 2 10 pulls each, we both summoned Zhao.
Right.
Um, I summoned the 4-star pastel character that they had that I wanted just because of
Yunjin.
her outfit.
For everyone.
Yep. Um,
So that's funny.
and then
I don't even have her, but
we
I know
both,
her name.
yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Good for you. Then we both decided to try our luck at the weapon banner.
Right.
And in 1 10 pull each, we both got the weapon that we had set our path to. So we both got a 5-star weapon. So
what's
all
great
of our
is,
luck got sucked into Genshin, apparently.
seriously, but what's great is you got the Calamity Queller, which is the new spear, and I got the Jade Cutter spear, and both of them work with Zhao phenomenally. So, and it's just interesting because I was really wanted to know the difference between them, and now since we both have, each of them, it'll be good to. So perhaps next week or in the weeks coming up, we'll do some type of showcase, with the different weapons. That would, same character, definitely different builds, because, of course, we have different artifacts and such. And what I really like about Zhao is he does ridiculous damage with not a lot of investment. He doesn't have his own artifact set at all. Yes, we do have some, 5-star weapons, but like by way of because
I've been
definitely
thinking
not
about
getting
swapping them out for a gladiator set.
Yeah, which you could absolutely do. I mean, I'm definitely not summoning anymore. I'm not getting any constellations for him. I don't know about Lightstar, but regardless, at C0 with no constellations, he's still a beast. So I'm really happy that I got a character that is one of the, I would say, at least the top 5, if not the top 3 units in the game, by way of DPS, and such little investment, by way of artifacts and such like that. So super happy about that. And plus his backstory is just awesome. I'll tell you a quick story about Zhao before we move on. When I first started playing, well, actually when I got my gaming PC and I started playing Genshin on the PC, was the first Zhao banner, and I didn't know anything about like 50/50s or anything or whatever. So apparently I pulled in and lost, but I got Jean, which is excellent. Now I can pair Zhao and Jean together, and one will energize the other one by way of being a Nemo batteries. So yeah, it came full circle, circle. So but yeah, and I'm just glad Lightstar got some luck, because can't be assault block if we both pull nat 5s, right?
Agreed to disagree on that. I can always be salty. Never underestimate me.
It makes a good show. It makes a good show.
Speaking of good shows, let's talk about one that's not. I'm going to give you all the warning light that this is going to be spoilers for the next couple minutes.
Spoilers for the Book of Boba Fett. So yes.
Book of Stupid Fett, yes. Alright. Now, specifically, I don't even care to talk about the second episode. I already hit the button. We're doing this.
Great.
I do not care to talk about this week's episode. All I want to talk about is every idiotic, stupid plot armor that happened in the first episode, enough that, I can get it out of my system. So, anyways.
Please, rant away.
So you're telling me this cat falls into this pit, and unlike a Venus flytrap and everything else that has, some way of immobilizing its prey and digesting it, Like, oh, nope, doesn't have anything like that. You just fall in, and as long as you don't die from the impact or get skewered on one of its infinite amount of teeth, like, somehow you wake up, you're like 2 feet away from, like, the stormtrooper, you go over, yank his thing, get, oh, little shot of oxygen, oh, I'm better now. Like, let me
All better.
flamethrow out the side of this thing, and I don't know if any of you have ever been in, like, deserty sand before, but that stuff is even hard to walk on. And you're trying to tell me that this cat dug straight up like 20 feet through sugary sand and it didn't crush and kill him instantly, which it would have. But his little flamethrower just burned a hole perfectly through the sarlacc. No big deal. Like the sarlacc, whose skin is strong enough to keep out said thousands of pounds of pressure from the sand above it. But no, that's fine. He just burned his way out, and then, oh, look, I'm on the surface. And all of a sudden, the plot convenience of the Jawas suddenly just like they happen to be rolling by, and then they're like, oh, this guy's, just chilling out here, almost dying. Let's steal his armor while he's still there,
But
writhing around. Oh, and then, of course, as soon as he wakes up, oh, the sand people kidnap him. As we know, like, they obviously don't just kill people, like, they would obviously take you prisoner.
yep.
Because we've seen it a million times before, right?
A lot of plot armor. A lot of Beskar steel.
And then they use the term daimyo. Then they use the term daimyo, which is a Japanese term. Like, and this is the first time we've heard it, period,
ever
in any Star Wars anything. And you're telling me that makes sense somehow? How does that make sense? How?
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 You gotta ask Favreau that. I have not. Please go continue. This is
and then it's like that Goro creature. Like, where have we ever seen that on Tatooine before? Like, ever once, ever. Like, you're telling me that super deadly predator is always around and nobody ever has noticed one or talked about it or anything else, but nope, you have Goro just chilling under the desert sand and, like, pops up every now and then, like, ah, boo.
CGI. They didn't have the smooth, silky smooth CGI that they did beforehand. So now.
Oh, and he bonks that dog thing on the head and it passes out instantly after he uses its teeth to cut his bindings. But then the dog is, like, awake when he's, like, 5 feet away, and now he's hitting the dog with a stick when it catches up to him, but the dog doesn't pass out from that, but bonked him on the head with his hands. Oh, you're out like a light.
He's got the Beskar steel.
Does that make sense?
Well, dude, you are.
He doesn't even have Beskar steel.
in his forearms, in his muscles, in his mind. He had to.
And that's just stupid. Like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter, but I took over my former employer's criminal empire. Okay? Right? That's stupid. Anything.
I'm guessing you don't like this show.
I didn't think he ever needed to come. Like, I hate, if there's one thing I hate about Star Wars, it is bringing people back from the dead who don't need to be. That shit started with fucking Darth Maul, and then they've just carried it on. Like, we didn't need, like, I loved it. I would have loved it if Snoke was just a nameless nobody, and it wasn't the Emperor coming back again, because then it turns out that all 9 movies were just about the Emperor, pretty much.
Right.
Like, I hated that. I thought that was so stupid. I didn't think, like, The Mandalorian was so cool, like, finding out he was in a cult,
yes.
How he handled himself, the fact that, he was vulnerable to the child's, like, way because he saw himself in him. Like, all of those things were interesting, cool concepts, like,
definitely,
that I loved them exploring. And then it's like, no, we got jammed some characters in there from, Rebels and the Clone Wars, and of course we got to bring, all these characters back, obviously. Like, we have to bring Boba Fett back. He's popular, right? Like, we have to have him, like, hang out with him.
Whew. Valid arguments. I'm, of course, being flippant because that's exactly what I do all the time. But no, definitely valid arguments. You know, Mandalorian was a lot more compelling. This is a lot more, and I hate to say comic book, but it's almost like,
but not even in a good way.
In a good, like nah, exactly. It's not even a good, you know. But look at like you said, all of the compelling story elements in the Mandalorian. There's none of that here. None of that in Boba Fett. Just isn't. It's just stuff is happening. It's cool,
yeah.
But things are happening with characters that are popular. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Things.
And not even that interesting of things.
Things blowing up.
Anyways.
All right.
I'm good. You good?
Are you is the real question. Are you good? Because you seem to expend. That's what I like. I like passion. I don't care for what, but man, you're passionate about your fandom, which is exactly what we need in these days and times. And again, all valid arguments. I don't see any holes in your story at all, so it'd be remiss not to agree.
All right, so let us spoiler it back again. One thing, my wife let me indulge in, as any of you who've listened to the show for a while,
yeah,
my favorite hot sauce, truff. They had a holiday pack available.
Really?
And then they said words like, "We will overnight it to you."
Oh, that's all you have to say. Truffle hot sauce. If you're not sure what truff is, it is hot sauce with truffle oil in it, and that just sounds amazing. I have not had it as yet, but it's two things I actually... Let's put it this way. I have truffle oil and I have hot sauce, but I do not have them together, so I am excited to try some.
You should. Well, it's on sale. You should get yourself a set.
I think I will.
Amazon will, like, overnight it to you. It'll give you more joy than summons.
That's tough. More joy than summons. I like summoning.
Alright. So one quick thing. So you started playing Honkai, which is from MiHoYo Lab,
yes,
which is the people who made Genshin Impact.
Yes, it is.
I gotta say, not impressed. No.
It
not
is
for me.
Yeah, I definitely respect that. It's interesting to see where a lot of the elements from Genshin Impact came. It is my biggest criticism.
Not much of it. It's like an on the rails shooter, you know.
Yeah,
it's very linear.
Yeah, there's a lot of different game modes. Of the closest game that it really reminds me of like a Devil May Cry, type over the top kind of action game. But there's a lot of game modes, and my biggest piece of feedback for this.
You're saying I need to play it more because I'm still probably in the introduction?
You were definitely in the introduction. You kind of unlock a couple more of the game modes. But what one huge piece of feedback is there's way too many different types of currency. I get having event currency that's only available for a limited time, but man, there's at least 20 to 30 different currencies and 40 to 50 different shops. I don't know what is going on with the amount of okay, SummonersWar, we have blue mana crystals, we have red mana crystals, and then we have like glory points and like guild points. And I think that's
World Arena points.
But still, that's still glory points, technically. But man, there's like 75 different currencies in Honkai. But even in Genshin, there's there's Prima Gems, There's your blue crystals that are premium, and just your regular in-game money.
Which basically get used to buy Prima Gems,
Right.
which is silly.
A little bit. But Honkai, there's like so many different types of currencies, 15 different shops. It's overwhelming. I am not feeling that.
I'll try to play it more because you suggested it, but I just met May, and that's about as far as I got.
I hear you. It is, trust me, it is definitely not for everyone. I'm not sure how long. I am a little bit interested in the story. I may just play the story missions just to see what exactly is going on in this very crazy, very anime trope filled anime. But one game that's getting a sequel that you suggested to me is Horizon Zero Dawn. Next month they're going to release the sequel to it, so I only have maybe 2 or 3 weeks to knock this game out so I can get the story down and enjoy the sequel. So yes, this week
you need to finish that so we can talk about it.
Yeah, so this weekend is going to be Horizon weekend, and hopefully I can get at least a significant amount of it done before February, before the but yeah, another game that's coming out a little later, probably around like spring, summertime, is going to be Midnight Fight Express, a game that I've been talking about a whole lot. Think old school think old school brawler like the Warriors on on the Xbox 360 and PS3, stuff like that, but just like taken to 11. There's weapon combat, there's ranged combat, there are some absolutely amazing takedowns. So definitely check it out if you can. If you really want to support, I hope I'm not butchering his name, Jacob Duenzel. He's I think he's the sole programmer of this whole thing. And if you want to wish list it on Steam, please do, because that would help him out a lot.
Indeed. So, I feel like it's that time.
Yeah, let's do some summons. I got scrolls that I can summon with, so we should use them. I've had some halfway decent luck over the I made a new bunch of 6 stars, which I'll post up on our Discord. I mean, a bunch of 6 stars. I have to definitely get my my fire sniper and my dark sniper. Those are next on the list to get 6 star. And I have a whole bunch of snipers already built up in order to get skill ups and 6 stars. So should be good. Those are but anyway, I'm gonna just summon a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna probably get rid of all these fire, water, and wind scrolls, and a couple of mysticals.
Sounds good. Any exclusive summoning stones?
I don't. I mean, I have a couple, but let's see. Let's see who was on the list. Oh no, Unfair Bear is on the list. I should.
Yep.
I really should.
Yeah, why not? You're going to get them, so.
If you say so. Shall I count it down?
Uh-huh.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and summon. And lightning right off the bat. Hey, I got a Lushin.
Attaboy.
You can always use skill ups for you know what? I totally forgot, just digging through my my box, I have a light Joker that I've never built. So this will actually be helpful. I know little to nothing about the light Joker. Are you familiar at all?
I've seen somebody use him before, but I don't really remember what he did. I'll look after I'm disappointed 2 more times. There we go. Final disappointment completed. And then a big brown shark came.
So that is a reference from Eddie Murphy. I think it's Delirious. I'm pretty sure it's Delirious. But where he's playing in the tub. Because I know you have said that like 100 different times, and I'm not sure if anyone knows where that reference is from. So besides,
So I think the big thing with the Light Joker, now that I look at him, I think it was a bagel video,
mm-hmm.
if I'm remembering correctly, but basically he's got a passive, like he does the same S2, the surprise box, and he does the same
Right.
S1 that can disturb HP recovery. But his passive is he cancels incoming damage with a 25% chance.
Oh,
And one beneficial effect on the targeted enemy will be removed every time you perform an attack, and it's an automatic effect. So, like, definitely you could pair him with somebody like, if you had Sylvia, and, the more times he attacks, the more chance you're going to remove beneficial effects. It's not tied to, an ability, so every time he attacks, like, you have a chance to take away a beneficial effect. And also, the fact that he's very survivable in that, he's resisting any damage at all 25% of the time.
excellent. That sounds like a definite build. I don't think he was Hall of Heroes before, so he might be. I'm not. Don't hold me to that, but I remember
I
playing
don't think he
him
was.
a long time. I think it was one session that we had. It was
In a galaxy far, far away?
very far, far away because this is like one of our first streams. I remember pulling Rika, Mo Long, and this guy in like one of our like early episodes. So he's been sitting in the box for probably at least 2 years. Not being built and so I'm glad I pulled that Joker, so it reminded me that that I had him, and I definitely should build him. Excellent.
I was just disappointing myself.
Oh, I hear you. I can see.
I like to be disappointed.
No, you don't. Who likes to be disappointed?
This guy right here.
Okay, stop with the summoning.
Not a single lightning. How dare. Wait, no, I did get the nine-tail fox.
You did
so
the
I guess
nine-tail fox,
okay.
see? Who we shouting out this week?
I'll shout out the usual suspects, all of the Discorderlies. I will shout out, of course, Nelly the God and JD and, Bubba Boons and all the cool cats we've made friends with over our time here. And, yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I definitely want to, same deal, shout out to all the friends of the show. I really want to give a big shout out to all of like the old school streamers like Bagelmon and Childish who've been, covering this game for like what? It's gonna be 8 years now. That is a long time to be making content about one game. Of course, they do other things, but still, making Summoners War content for 8 years. Big shout out to the Knicks. The Knicks are just looking a lot better, of late. Pulled out a really rough buzzer beater, forced to win against Boston like 2 weeks ago, and it's just refreshing.
Whereas the Packers lost to the Lions of all teams.
I didn't see that.
What was that about?
That's frightening. But it's just nice to have New York to have, and big shout out to Ben Roethlisberger. I know this is his last season. I'm a big Steelers fan. So Big Ben's been a staple for a lot of years, and I wish him all the best. This is turning into a sports show. I don't know, maybe Monster Rancher's guide
and
to
Lucky
sports.
Ducky is coming in live. He's followed up closely by Plucky Ducky.
Excellent, excellent. So,
And Not a Chance in Hell coming up on the outside.
so that wraps it up for this particular episodes. Episodes every Saturday. We stream every Wednesday night around 8 o'clock EST. You know, coming down and jump in our Discord and talk nonsensical stuff with us. You can reach out to us on Instagram, MRGTSW, at Rancher's Guide on Twitter, MRGTSW on Reddit, MRGTSW on YouTube, MRGTSW at gmail.com is our email. And yeah, MRGTSW Facebook. Yeah, just Monster Rancher's Guide to SummonersWar. Monster Rancher's Guide to the Universe is our Discord. Come and hang out, post some nonsense. If you have ideas for topics, let us know. Or we'll just come up with them ourselves. But either way, yeah.
I enjoy when you're frozen because you get these really funny looks on your face.
Yeah, exactly.
They amuse me.
Well, that's another thing. Even though you are completely not frozen on YouTube, we gotta get Twitch situated. Anyway, so that's about it for us, folks. Live long and prosper, everyone.